Sorry, there's a slight change. The next lecture would be Dr. H.K. Chopra. He would be talking about edible oils and cardio-diabetes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This talk was supposed to be given by Dr. Piyush Jain yesterday. Since he could not make it, so I am giving his talk. And this is very small talk, giving a message as to what is the relevance of edible oil in CVD production, especially in metabolic syndrome and diabetes. It's very important and very relevant because we consume oil every day. What oil should you use? What should be the ratio of PUFA, MUFA and SF, that is saturated fatty acids, and what is the relevance of omega-3 and omega-6 is very, very important. And it has got a lot of relevance for prognostication, diagnosis, and relevance for therapeutic intervention in these patients. We know the fat structure. Over 90% of fats in diet and in the body are in the form of triglycerides. Because this is how we consume a lot of triglycerides in our exogenous source of food with cholesterol, and there are waxes and phospholipids making the remainder. The glycerol is made up of fatty acids, all the fatty acids. Now classification of fats is very well known to all of you. There is a MUFA, PUFA and fatty acids, and there is a length of carbon atom chain which are very important: short chains, medium chains and long chains. And omega-3 and omega-6 are very important because it is the bond distribution is important. First double bond at third carbon is omega-3, and the first double bond at carbon 6 we call it 6 omega-3. Essential fatty acids again are omega-6 family and omega-3 family. I will not confuse you by the words like alpha-linolenic acid and linoleic acid. They are another substitute we can use. And they are very, very important for the formation of cell membranes, various hormones and clotting factors, as well as the inflammatory markers. The fats and health, especially in relevance to what Dr. Seth was just talking, insulin resistance. Insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance is the hallmark of survival. We have to ensure that till we are alive, we should not fall victim to insulin resistance. And there are various factors which enhance the insulin resistance. Edible oil has a tremendous role in reducing the insulin resistance. Because once we are insulin resistant, we are vulnerable to have a high LDL, we are vulnerable to have high oxidation of LDL, reduction of HDL, and increased triglycerides, and all the components Dr. Seth has just mentioned, that we enhance pro-inflammatory markers and become a victim of cardiometabolic syndrome and a premature CVD with genetic vulnerability at the age of 40 and fall victim to acute coronary syndrome, acute MI and sudden death. Effective lipid levels are very important. We know all the recommendations that none of us should have triglycerides more than 130. Our LDL should be ideally less than 70, and our HDL should be more than 40 in males and more than 50 in females, and none of us have obesity. Every 1 milligram per deciliter decrease in LDL cholesterol can reduce your coronary risk by 1%. This is a compilation of 27 clinical trials suggesting that decreasing SFA, is a saturated fatty acids, to less than 7% can reduce the LDL by 8 to 10%, and replacement by PUFA oils may reduce the LDL by 18 milligrams, and MUFA oil can reduce LDL by 15 milligrams. This is a very important slide. I think if you understand this slide, then we don't need to go for the remaining slides. PUFA and MUFA concept and the PUFA 6 and PUFA 3. Trans fat consumption should be minimum. I will tell you how much should be the requirement. Saturated fat should also be minimum. It is the MUFA which reduce the insulin resistance, increase the insulin sensitivity, reduce triglycerides, LDL, and has no influence so far as HDL is concerned. But MUFA and 6 reduce all significantly insulin resistance, triglycerides, LDL, and also reduce HDL. On the contrary, if you see PUFA3, it has got not much influence on insulin sensitivity, but definitely reduced triglycerides and LDL. Therefore, consumption of one is not enough. We have to have a mingle or an amalgamation or a combination, or you can see an equal proportion of all the components to reduce the cholesterol. Many components naturally present in vegetable oils have been shown to have beneficial effects because they are pro-vitamin and vitamin influence. Essential fatty acids like omega-3 is very important, and they also have a value of what we call as polynutrients. This is a recommendation of AHA and NCEP. The first approach to treatment of TLC, that is therapeutic lifestyle, which we all know and we had a lot of discussion yesterday, we must decrease the fatty acid content to less than 7%. Up to 20% of total energy should come from MUFA, and up to 10% of energy should come from PUFA. These are the Indian guidelines suggesting that about 15 to 30% of total caloric intake is from the fat oils, which is a huge amount. And saturated fat intake should be consumed less than 10% of total daily intake. Trans fatty acid should be less than 1%. It is the trans fats which make us more vulnerable to oxidation of LDL and put the injury in the endothelium, especially causing the endothelial disruption and causing endothelial dysfunction and make the plaque more vulnerable. Minimum levels intake of essential fatty acids should be 2.5%. And the desirable intake of linoleic acid omega-6 should be 4 to 10%. The ratio should be very, very important. Omega-3 and omega-6 ratio has to be 5:1 and 10:1. This is important replacement options which we have. Saturated fats, saturated fatty acids, MUFA, and how much should be the carbohydrates. We should all replace this with MUFA or PUFA. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, my message is very clear for all of you. If we really want to reduce the rising menace of coronary artery disease in Indian population with a very high prevalence of metabolic syndrome, diabetes and obesity and hypertension, we should try to use blended oils. Blended oils like a rice bran oil, safflower oil or soybean oil, because the recommendation of trans fatty acids is very low and the ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 is 5:1 to 10:1, and the ratio of MUFA and PUFA and SFA is a saturated fatty acid should be known to every one of them. The ratio is changed. 2:1:1. 2 MUFA, PUFA 1, and 1 should be SFA. If we have this, I think we may be able to help to reduce the iatrogenic problem which happens. We should not use deep fried oil again and again as it happens in our houses. We put the oil, use the oil again, there are a lot of free radicals. We should never consume that. When you use a lot of fried food, we should avoid it. I was discussing in Medanta MedCity once upon a time with Dr. Naresh Trihan. He said, why not to change the oil? We should use different oils, every month we should change. We don't have a data to validate what he was mentioning. But blended oil is coming up, and there is a lot of talk of rice bran oil in the years to come, because they contain, it meet all the criteria of distribution of MUFA, PUFA, and the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. This was a talk by Piyush Jain. So I was just used as a replacement, and I think it's an important message which should go to every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chopra.